Good afternoon and welcome to the Rush Green Stadium for today's Premier League Cup round of 16 tie between West Ham United and Leeds United. The Young Hammers topped their group, pipping Wolves to first place after picking up 13 points from a possible 18. They currently sit second in the Premier League 2 standings after losing 2-0 away to Blackburn on Friday, so we'll see this as an opportunity to regain form. Leeds finished as runners-up in their group behind Wigan after winning 2, drawing 2 and losing 2 across their 6 games. They have struggled in the league for much of this season and find themselves in 11th with 3 games left of the season. But with 4 wins in their last 7, they'll be hoping to upset the Hammers today. The two teams have played each other twice so far this season, with a draw in the first fixture before West Ham ran out 3-0 victors back in January. And let's take a look at how both teams line up this afternoon, starting with the home side. So, Heggie starts in goal with a back four of Ashby, Alese, Greenidge and Longello. Swire, Forson and Chesters make up the midfield with Okaflex, Nevers and Perkins in attack. And for Leeds, Danny van den Heuvel starts in goal with Sutcliffe, McCarron, Mullen and Hjelde in defence. Jenkins, Baton, Miller and McGurk will play in behind Joseph and Max Dean up top. Joining me on commentary this afternoon is former West Ham midfielder and current under-18s boss, Kevin Keane. And good afternoon, Kevin. How do you see this one going?
Hi, Jake. Yeah, I think this will be a really good game today. I watched the league fixture here in January, and it was one of the best under-23 games I've seen. Leeds were really, really athletic, really came out the blocks fast, and I think it was 0-0 at half-time, and they ran out of steam a little bit second half. So really looking forward to today's game. I think that we have got a very, very strong team, and I'm looking for us to get a victory to get us through to the next round.
Yeah, perhaps a surprising, maybe not a surprising lineup, but a very strong team. We've seen perhaps a changed lineup in the Premier League Cup so far. A lot of your under-18s boys played a part in getting the team this far. And there's a couple on the bench today. And of course, Sonny, who started with your side. So good to see a mix, but a strong team today for West Ham.
Yeah, obviously Sonny Perkins started the year in my youth team, played the first 3 games, and he's disappeared since then. Played a few couple bits for the first team, done really, really well. A couple of young lads, first-year scholars on the bench today, Regan and Devine. Good footballers. Be nice to see them get on, but I think we'll have to get in front for that to happen.
Yeah, certainly. And it was going to be Leeds to get us underway here, kicking from right to left in this first half. And just a reminder that the two teams are going to take a stance here in the continued stance against racism in sport. And the referee, Lloyd Wood, going to get us underway here. Yeah, just a reminder of that last meeting between the two sides that Kevin was talking about. It was certainly, yeah, was 0-0 at half-time, but then goals from Pierre Eckworth, Connor Coventry and Armstrong Okaflex saw the Hammers run out victors. As an early switch of play from Lewis Bate finds Harvey Sutcliffe, and he plays it forward towards Joseph, but Alese there on hand.
We have to make sure in midfield we get a hold of Lewis Bate. He played for Chelsea's youth team 2 or 3 years ago. Fantastic little footballer, very left-footed, likes to get on the ball and switch play. So we have to try and make sure that he doesn't get on the ball too much, because he can dictate the game for Leeds.
Yeah, certainly a talent. He made his sole Premier League appearance and his debut for Leeds against West Ham earlier this season. We're hoping to inflict some damage to them this afternoon, but we hope not, as Thierry Nevers can collect, and he passes it back to Ashby. And now Dan Chesters can pick it up and find Will Greenidge, who finds himself alongside Ajibola Alese as Jamal Baptiste completes his ban, and Levi Lang drops to the bench as now Okaflex for a chance to drive forward. Looks for Chesters, and it's returned to Armstrong Okaflex. Early chance, it deflects it, no. But a good early passion of play from West Ham, and that's what you like to see from Okaflex, being really direct. It's
a super bit of play. He's come in from the left-hand side into Dan Chesters, a good layoff, and the defender did really well. I'm not sure who it was, but whoever it was deserves a lot of credit for making sure he got the blockings. I think otherwise it's a goal for me.
Certainly. I think it might have been Leo Hjelde with the block there, coming across and making the sliding challenge. It's going to be Manny Longello to deliver this early corner. clipped in towards near post, and that should be easily dealt with, and it is. But it's only as far as today playing in the little deeper role, Keenan Forson. And now a chance to deliver it in towards a Lesse. I don't think it was Mullen there getting the clearance in. But a positive start from West Ham.
Really good start. The corner was a little bit disappointing because the 23s have had big success off set pieces this year. So for Manny to knock that one in near post was a little bit disappointing. But we're camped in their half this first few minutes, so hopefully something will come of it.
Manuel Angelo picking up that assist on the last one we were here last Monday against Spurs from the free kick, finding Thierry Neves' header at the back post. And when Ashby will be up and down all afternoon as Perkins shows neat footwork, but it's given away. And now Matteo Joseph collects, and now it's with McGurk. McCarron. Just forced backwards by Thierry Neves, and now Leo Hjelde, the man playing at left centre-half this afternoon, the Norwegian centre-half signed from Celtic last summer. That's a good turn from Chesters. He manages to find Neves. It's just a little bit behind Ashby, but West Ham able to take their time in possession as they look for an early opening.
It's a lovely little pass from Kamara Swire into Dan Chesters, allowing him to turn without touching the ball. A lot of the older West Ham fans would know that Trevor Brooking was really, really good at that, and Dan Chesters, wearing the number 10, did him proud there.
Yeah, it might be a chance for Swire here as he tries to get past his man. It does allow a foot to come in, and then Mullen to clear up towards Matteo Joseph. But now Ashby into Neves, who's really kicked on in the last couple of months or so. Scored in his last 2 home games. Of course, the under-23s falling to a 2-0 defeat to Blackburn on Friday night, but still in the hunt for the Premier League 2 title. We're going to have to hope for a slip-up from Man City if they're to go on and clinch the title.
The really positive start from West Ham. I mean, we're just coming up 5 minutes, and really all of the game has been played in Leeds' defensive half. Been physically strong, dominated the ball, and on any time there's been a turnover, we've won it back very quickly. So good possession and 2 or 3 little chances and opportunities. Leeds a moment of playing like a 4-4-2 in their defensive shape, trying to stop us threading balls through. But from what I've seen so far, I'm hoping that we've got a little bit too much this afternoon.
Yeah, Okafex there just trying to skip through the midfield of Leeds, and now Ashby can find a pass forward into Perkins, who's got a little bit of space in the edge of the area. Now Neves, and he does very well to nick it through the legs there. McCarron and Hjelde has to come across, but that's what Neves can do. He's a very tricky, skillful winger, and he'll be a threat down this right-hand side all afternoon.
So hoping for a little bit better delivery from Manny this time. Looked really good down this side. Sonny Perkins has got himself in some good positions in and around the edge of the box, holding the ball up well, bringing others into play. So far, as I said, it's been really, really positive from the Clarets' point of view.
Longello just strutting over to collect this one, but yeah, he'll be hoping for a better delivery. He's got height in there with Greenwich and Alesse, as well as Kamari Swire. Sonny Perkins also inside the 6-yard box. Better delivery, and it's flicked towards goal by Adredo Alesse, but just can't quite guide that header on target. But a decent opportunity there. He found some space in the area, Kevin.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a clever block in there, and Adji got away. I think he should have hit the target. I think his goal-scoring record this year has been really, really good. For me, the standout player in the 23s this year. He's captained the team really well. Really solid at the back, been in and around the first team. Hopefully he'll get his chance before the end of the season.
Yeah, he's definitely been one that's impressed so far. I know that a couple of my co-coms have given him man of the matches in previous appearances. But yeah, been one of those ones that's been in and around that first team squad as well as the likes of Sonny Perkins. How impressed are you with his development so far this season?
Sonny started the season as a youth team player with me, and we're a little bit short up front. He ended up playing up front, scored a hat-trick and a couple more goals, and all of a sudden he was playing with the under-23s, and then within a month he was starring in the Europa League. So it's been a really, really quick advancement for Sonny, and he's still only a youth team player. He could still play for me on a Saturday morning, and I think he's done so well. Physically he's well developed, got fantastic feet, good finisher. Does this really well where he holds up the ball, brings others into play. He's got himself in the box. Hopefully Harrison can find him nearly. But his development's been really good. It's exciting for coaches when you see players go through that quickly and develop that quickly and get themselves in and around the first team squad.
Certainly Perkins with 8 goals to his name for the under-23s this season. It's going to be another corner as West Ham look to pile on the pressure in this opening 10 minutes. Going to be Manny Longjello over it once more. It's delivered in towards the penalty spot, and it's gone all the way through, and it's not cleared yet, and it's still bobbling around in there. And eventually Leeds do manage to get it away, and then surging away on that far side is McCarron. Just has to turn back and await support, and he's marshalled well by Kamari Swire.
Did really, really well there, McCarron for Leeds. Made sure he kept hold of the ball, give the rest of his team time to come up the pitch. And it's the first little bit of possession that Leeds have had a little while, gives them a little bit of a rest defensively. Thought the number 3 left back did really, really well there.
Yeah, Liam McCarron, the Scottish fullback, signed back in 2019 from Carlisle United, and he made his Premier League debut back in December in a 4-1 defeat to Arsenal. Clearly a man they rate highly at Ellen Road, as Aquaflex trying to break forward there, but just broken up in the midfield, and forward again come Leeds. It's with McGurk. He's got Amari Miller to his left, but just has to turn back. Jenkins looks the ball onto that right-hand side that Harvey Sutcliffe was trying to latch onto, but just slightly overhit, and Sutcliffe can't quite bring that one under control.
Going back to that league game in January, I remember McCarron being the standout player for me, the left back that night. Even though they lost 3-0, I thought he was outstanding on that night. They had a bit more of a Bielsa feel to them that night, where they just ran and there was energy, and sometimes maybe a little bit misguided. They look a little bit more organised, what I've seen here today. Like I say, defending with a 4-4-2, perhaps a little bit younger than our squad as well. Going back to the set pieces, that last set piece, there was a real scramble, and I think as the game goes on, if we win more and more set pieces, I do think that we're a real threat from them, and I can see us scoring from a set piece.
There might be a chance for Leeds here. I think it was Matteo Joseph trying to break through there. The pass just overhit. And Christian Hegge, who's had a very good season between the sticks for West Ham, just overcooks that long throw out over towards Longjello. Leeds just looking to settle into the game now and find their own passing patterns.
Since that first couple of minutes, we've really restricted Leeds, and especially Lewis Bate, from getting on the ball. So I think our defensive shape so far has been really good, and we've restricted them to very little at the moment. Hopefully that continues.
Interesting to see Keenan Forson playing in that deeper role at the bottom of that midfield 3.
Well, for me, my first season back, he was a second-year scholar and played all season in that position in the youth team, and is the reason why he won a professional contract playing the more holding role for my youth team, and he was outstanding. Since then, the last couple of years, he's been used more advanced, and then sometimes in that role. For me personally, that's the role that I see him going forward and making a professional career in. I think he's so good at reading the game. He's unselfish, extremely humble, just gets it, gives it other players, whilst breaking up other teams.
Here is Chester's, maybe a chance here. Is great work from Thierry Neves to spin away from his man there. Chester's just unable to find the delivery into the box, but here is Borson. That's a fantastic turn from Chester's to get away from his man. He's got two over on this right-hand side, just allowed to run for Ashby, and then it just strikes him in the face, but still carry on here. Chester's looking for Perkins in the area, but I think there might need to be a stoppage here as Chester's has taken, not Chester's rather, Ashby taken one to the face there.
It was like a deflection, came back and smashed him there. It's not funny, he seems to be in a bit of pain there, and obviously I think this is McCarron down for Leeds as well, who was struggling since he had that lung-busting run over on the right wing. He seems like he wants some treatment, but they're reluctant to come on. A couple of times Dan Chester's got in the box there down the right-hand side. I would like him to maybe have just picked someone out a little bit better, especially on the first one where Thierry found him really, really well. Yeah,
certainly. But yeah, two men down here. I think Harrison Ashby should be all right to continue. Just a little bit of a shock to the face, it seems, probably.
He likes a bit of attention. He's probably messed his hair up.
That's what you used to be like, wasn't it?
No. It's a good start to the game, though. I mean, Leeds are coming in there trying to play some football, find it difficult to break down our back four and midfield, as we just talking about with Keenan sat in there. They're trying to probe and not really got too far at the moment, whereas every time we get Dan Chester's and Kamara or Thierry Neves on the ball, we're looking dangerous. We're looking like we can cause real problems. So hopefully the game will continue in that way.
Yeah, we were talking about the Leeds style of football earlier. Obviously, they only won 3 of their first 16 league games, and then since that 3-0 defeat back in January to West Ham, they've won 4 of the last 7. I think that must coincide with the change of managerial personnel at the top, and yeah, just a slightly different style perhaps than we're used to seeing from Leeds.
Yeah, I spoke to Andrew Taylor, their manager, coach before the game, who I coached at Reading. He was a really good left back, intelligent footballer, and he just said that. Oh, here we go.
Chance here for Ockerflex. He whips one towards the far corner and flashes across the goal. I think it took a deflection on the way through. It's going to be another corner, but a fierce effort from Ockerflex, cutting in his right foot there.
That's a really good play from Armstrong. Got through a couple of challenges on the byline there, come inside, and he's very, very dangerous when he cuts in on his right foot. I was just saying that Andrew Taylor just said that the style has changed since Jesse March come in and Bielsa's gone. Bielsa was known for his athleticism and people really, really maxing out in their effort. I think this, as we've seen early on, is a little bit more structured in the way they defend.
Yeah, and another chance from the corner here for West Ham. Longello delivers it. It's away by Mullen, and maybe McGirt can break away and squeezes it on, but the pass forward might break through here, and it's a massive chance for Mateo Joseph. He's all on his own. He's got McGirt with him, and Mateo Joseph sends it beyond Christian Hegyi. And Mateo Joseph, the Leeds striker, has sent Leeds United into an early lead against the run of play. He raced away on halfway, a little bit of confusion, I think, and just slotted it past Hegyi under very little pressure. We'll see here.
Yeah, Armstrong and Harrison get a bit of a mix-up and don't challenge, and it just breaks away really, really kindly. And be fair to the striker, it's a very, very calm finish, good finish. I mean, they must be pinching themselves on the bench because they've hardly got out their half, and then all of a sudden they've gone away and taken the lead. Big goal for them, because when you're doing all that defending, that hard work and trying to stop the opposition from scoring, it's much better to have that one goal behind you. It makes you run that little bit more, makes you believe a little bit more. So for Leeds, a really, really big goal, and for us, I think a goal coming off our set piece and the counter-attack, I don't think Robbo will be too happy with that one.
Mateo Joseph was who notched that opening goal, the Spanish forward, signed from Espanyol back in January on a 3.5-year deal, so one that's certainly highlighted as being potential first-team prospects. Did net 14 goals in 21 games for Espanyol's youth side last season, and he's added one to his account here at Rush Green.
I think you've got to give him a lot of credit because he's worked really hard. He's hardly had a kick at a ball for the first 15 minutes, and all of a sudden you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper. For me, that shows a sign of a really good striker, someone who's concentrating, and when the chance comes, got the technical ability to take the chance.
Maybe a chance for West Ham to respond on the other end as Chester's tumbles to the floor, but not enough contact in there. But here goes Harrison Ashby, clips into the box, and big chance for Armstrong. Okaflex just can't quite control the volley, gets it all wrong and sends it wide of the right-hand post.
I think Harrison picked him out really, really well after Dan Chester's had gone down for a foul. Harrison picks him out really well. It's whether or not he should have a touch and shoot, and then he didn't really go at it with that much conviction. Maybe with the top of the foot and a bit of a strike and a little bit more power, I think, more power. He's gone to try and guide it in the far post. It's not quite come off.
Yeah, just opted to use his side foot, his instep there, but trying to set away Max Dean was Sean McGurk. Mullen. His pass out a little bit loose and allows West Ham to regain possession, but they're going to have to show some character after such a positive start. It's going to be a real test for them to keep their heads up here as Perkins looks to set away Okaflex on our left-hand side. It's going to be joined by Longello on the overlap, and here is Emmanuel Longello breaking into the area, low cross into the box, and it's deflected on the way through and then hacked away. And there's another man down there. I think it's Leo Hjelder this time tumbling to the floor.
Some more really good play from West Ham. Sonny getting on the ball, switching play. Armstrong holding up for Manny to come down the side. Just disappointing we can't quite get that last little bit right at the moment. But it's been a strange game. To think that we're 1-0 down is rather strange because I feel like we've dominated the game without actually getting the goal, whereas Leeds have broken away and they've got their goal, and even their last couple of minutes since the goal, you can see that their press, their running, their work for the team has gone up a little notch because that goal has given them a little bit of something to hold on to.
Leo Hjelder just a little bit winded there, I think, more than anything. Here's Forson. Looks right and finds Ashby. Got Perkins ahead of him. Looks for Sonny Perkins, but just slightly overcooks the ball. But good little bit of invention there, but just didn't quite master the execution of that forward pass.
Yes, more good play again from the left-hand side from the throw. Keenan gets it out across to Harrison, and he just puts a little bit too much on his pass. You saw him look up. I saw Sonny make the run. Just didn't quite get the technique right, which disappointing because Harrison's got that in his locker. He can do that all day. Just overhit it. Maybe suffering from that knock on the head still.
Potentially. Oh, it's given away here quite cheaply, and it's going to be Sonny Perkins to squeeze pass out to Okaflex into the area. Armstrong, Okaflex in his right foot! And he finds the bottom left-hand corner. And Armstrong Okaflex has levelled things up here at Rush Green. He's scored 14 goals already this season. He's West Ham's top scorer, and he showed his prowess there with a fine finish into the bottom left-hand corner. The chance has been coming.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, from their point of view, it's awful. But Dan Chester's taken up a lovely position, nicked the ball. Sonny, as he's been doing all game, really good hold-up play, brings Armstrong into play. And once you let Armstrong in on his right foot, they've had a couple of warnings, and this time he's scored. Super finish. And nothing more than West Ham deserve. And I'd like to think from now, having that little shake-up early on, I'm hoping we can go on and dominate.
Leeds coming back at it here with Amari Miller, pokes it through into McGurk, but coming across well was Alesse, and he just about wins the goal kick. But it was a good response from West Ham after going 1-0 down. They just kept going. They knew what they were doing. What they were doing was right, and it's come off there. Yeah,
I'm looking at across the pitch now at the 5 front lads West Ham have got. We've got Sonny, Armstrong and Thierry up front as a front 3. And then in behind them, you've got Dan Chesters and Kamari Swire, 2 really clever, intelligent footballers. And I think for Leeds to keep that 5 at bay this afternoon is going to be really, really difficult on the evidence of the first 20 minutes.
Here is Swire trying to break through there. And Alesse just going to need to guide this one home under pressure from Matteo Joseph. Yeah, That West Ham attack so prolific this season, the third best attack in the Premier League 2, behind only City and Arsenal. As Okaflex here, trying to just keep that one in play, almost able to break in behind that.
I would think Manny Longello and Armstrong on the far side. I wouldn't think there's too many better combinations down the left-hand side in this league. Both what I would call on the more senior side of the under-23 football. Two fantastic footballers, both athletic, skillful, exciting, and I think they've done superbly for West Ham this year in the 23s. Manny obviously played in the Europa League as well and did really well before picking up an injury.
How important is it for these players to see that pathway to the first team, to know that their progress at this level is worth it for them? Is that an important factor, do you think, or is it just a matter of just keeping your head down and getting on with things?
I seriously think that's part of the West Ham way. It's been a club that's always brought through young players and played them in the first team. It's something the supporters expect. And if you look at this team out here, you know, you've got Sonny, who's played in the first team this year. You've got Dan Chesters, who's played in the first team. Harrison Ashby, Keenan made his debut. Adji's played in the first team. Manny's played in the first team. So you're talking about more than 50% of this team have actually played in the first team this year. And it's such a boost for everyone throughout the academy, not just the players, but also the coaches who are working day in and day out to know that work is really being used, and the first team appreciate that we're trying to produce players that play a West Ham way and want to break their way through. And when that chance is there, it's up to you whether you take it or not. You know, that is very much the West Ham way.
Another decent passage of play for West Ham, just knocking it side to side with confidence. The Lesse looks for that switch over, but just gets this one a little bit wrong as it hits the head of Amari Miller, and now Mateo Joseph can find Max Dean. Just about wriggles away from Armstrong Okaflex and looks for Sean McGurk. Sean McGurk almost slipping through Amari Miller there, but really good work, yeah, from Max Dean on that far side to squeeze through a couple of challenges.
And that's where Keenan Forson's really good, just picking up the ball, passing it on to Cam. Cam unfortunately lost it. Another chance for Leeds maybe.
Joseph finds it to his right-hand side where he finds Jack Jenkins. And just a slightly misjudged pass there on that right-hand side from Harvey Sutcliffe, and allows Perkins to race away, squeezed it through to Thierry Nevers here. He goes to a shot from range and just skews that one wide of the right-hand side. Perhaps could have continued driving it as man there, maybe.
I'm disappointed with Sonny's pass. Sonny's pass is not good enough. I'll be having a word with him. That pass there, sometimes it's got to be absolutely perfect, which makes it easier for Thierry. Doesn't have to think about his touch. Maybe he's shooting one touch, and then Thierry doesn't quite get it right. But for me, more concentrating on Sonny, that final pass when you break away has got to be perfect, especially at the real top level, and he didn't quite get that one right. He's been super so far, but he didn't quite get that one right.
Here's Dean. Tries to get past Longello, but is abruptly halted.
I think it's a big problem for Leeds because every time they play forward, you know, we've got such a settled back four. You've got two fantastic fullbacks in Harrison and Manny. You've got Adji, and then you've got Will Greenidge, who made a fantastic interception just now, who's done well at centre-back this season. So for this young Leeds team, it's going to be a real challenge to try and break that down. Obviously, they've already done it once on the breakaway. That might be their best way of getting through.
It's good work from Dan Chester to win the ball back there. And Nevers just allows it to run on through to Harrison Ashby. Receives it back to Nevers, and it's into the box towards Perkins. Might be able to turn away here, but just crowded out. But allowed to run here from Manny Longello, and it's blocked there. Maybe here is a chance for Leeds to break away. It's with Max Dean. He's got McGurk to his left, and the pass just perhaps undersells him a little bit, but McGurk keeps things moving and plays it on to Amari Miller, who goes for goal from range, but hits the back of Will Greenidge. But that does seem to be the avenue that Leeds are going to find their goals in this game, on the breakaway and pouncing on any mistakes that West Ham make.
Yeah, it does seem like I know what I'm on about, doesn't it? Because I just mentioned that perhaps their best avenue to goal is on the counter-attack when we take bodies forward. You know, you're going forward with your fullbacks maybe. Any little turnover is going to be a problem because The lad up front from Espanyol's got a little bit. Little number 10, McKirk, looks like he's clever on the ball and he's not going to give it away easily. So that is going to be their big threat in my eyes from what I've seen so far. It's mainly West Ham attacking, Leeds doing the defending and then trying to play on the counter-attack.
And they've won a free kick here just inside the West Ham half as Kamaro Swire takes a yellow card to his name. Jenkins plays it to Lewis Bay. Feeds it forward into the man who gave Leeds the opener, Mateo Joseph, but the move just breaks down and allows Chesters to try and run away with it, but there's a crowd of players there.
It's another regain from Keenan, just sitting in front of the back four, wins it, passes it off to someone else. There you go, you have it, I'll do my job in this middle of the pitch. It looks really good there at the moment.
Is Alessi. Skips past a challenge from Max Dean, then spreads it out to this near side towards where Thierry Nevers can bring it down expertly. Ashby to his right-hand side, finds the West Ham right back. And now back to Chesters, who's found a little pocket of space. And West Ham more than happy to be patient to work their openings. As Longjello picks it up on that left-hand side. Delivers early in towards Sonny Perkins, who almost brings it down under pressure from Leo Helder. And now Swire, good feet to hold on to it there. Ashby. Chesters. Squeezes it out to Nevers. You see some space to drive into and accelerates into it. He might think about a shot there. Just chose a pass instead, looking for Okaflex, I think, on that left-hand flank, but just blocks. And away come Leeds. So Mateo Joseph just going to be forced to keep this one in play. He's got plenty up in the attack with him. Mateo Joseph still going. Squeezed it through into Max Dean and just couldn't quite get his foot sorted. And skews it wide of that near post. But another chance for Leeds, but Max Dean is unable to really get it under control in the penalty area.
Big chance. Super play from Mateo Joseph. He could have maybe hit it first time for me. He just let it run across his body. I'm guessing that he's very, very right-footed because he was reluctant. That's a fantastic pass from Sonny.
That's brilliant from Sonny Perkins to find the pass around the corner to Thierry Nevers, who's going to be met by Leo Helder. Just awaits for some claret and blue support. And perhaps does as well in the end, but it took his time for the support to arrive. But that's brilliant from Sonny Perkins. We spoke about the misplaced pass earlier, but that's really well done from Sonny.
He's been really good today. I think he's been consistent. His front play's been good. His hold-up play's been good. He's brought others into play. I think he's probably hoping that something's going to fall for him in the box so he can get his strike at goal.
Maybe a chance here. Longjello breaking in, finds Chesters. He tries to flick it, I think, through to Sonny Perkins, but slight breakdown in communication there. But Leeds unable to get out of their own half on that occasion.
Maybe just trying to be a little bit too clever there, Dan. It was a great breakaway, and I think a few times we've got down the side now and we've not really finished off with a shot or a header. I think that'd be something that Mark Robson's looking for at half-time, to perhaps do a little bit better when we get down the sides and pick people out and have more bodies in the box, maybe.
Just under 15 minutes remaining of this first half here at Rush Green. It's still West Ham 1, Leeds 1. Leeds open the scoring through a breakaway goal from Mateo Joseph, but a response from Armstrong Okaflex after a mistake at the back from Leeds allowed the Irish winger to equalise. Okaflex just looks to hold it up against Jeremiah Mullen, does well to squeeze it through the legs of a Leeds player, and now receives it back off Swire, and now Forson looks to keep things ticking over with a pass out to Harrison Ashby. Now Nevers back to Ashby, and the ball sets him out. And it's a nice back heel, or good idea from Ashby trying to find Nevers, but here's another Leeds breakaway. And here is Matteo Joseph getting on the end of that McCarran pass, and he finds it back to McCarran, but it just clips the heels of the Leeds left back. And they can't quite take advantage of that counter-attack.
There it is again, Leeds on the counter-attack. Number 9 has been a good player for Leeds this half. Good pass, McCarran didn't quite take it in his stride, and Keenan's there to mop up the problems again. He's been good, Matteo Joseph, centre forward. He's caused a few problems for us.
Yeah, signed back in January, just a couple of days before that fixture with West Ham, but in and around the first team squad, I'm sure, given the type of contract that he was given. Here is McGurk, and there's Forson again, making a really good challenge. I think it's Matteo Joseph has gone down, but the ball was all there for Keenan Forson to take.
Yeah, that's Keenan. It's a fantastic tackle. And we've been singing Matteo Joseph's praises, but perhaps only been in the country 2 or 3 months from Espanyol. That was a little bit welcome to the East welcome to the East End, that one was.
Mullen into Lewis Bay, whose presence has been noted by the West Ham coaching staff, and they've made sure to marshal him well for this first half. As Nevers goes in strongly on Miller there, and on this occasion the referee decides to penalise the West Ham man and award a free kick to Leeds United.
I think we've been really good at our press, especially down this right-hand side with Thierry, Harrison behind him, Dan Chesters. They just about got away with a free kick that time. Otherwise, I think we'd have been away with another chance.
Bate looks to that right-hand flank for Max Dean, but Longello's there to just chest it down and knock it back to Christian Hegge. Greenwich looks for the switch of play over towards that left flank where Ockerfleck's waiting. He manages to get the end of it after Sutcliffe misjudged the header. And Longello breaking into the area, drives it low, looking for Perkins, but the ball wasn't of the required standard to find Sonny Perkins in the box and was cut out.
It goes into that category of getting down the sides, getting crosses again, and not really picking anyone out. I think Manny could have done a little bit better there. Sonny was desperate for it. Somewhere in above. Got to beat that first man at the near post with that one, I think.
Here's Forson. Finds Ashby, who then tries to pick out Nevers just slightly over here, and he might have a job trying to keep this one in, and it does just skip out of play on the near side.
Been really pleased with our shape, Jake. I think we've done really well with the shape. Keenan sitting in there, 2 attacking midfield players, won the ball back high up the pitch, put a lot of pressure on them. There's another one that we've nearly won back. I think the shape of the team's been really, really good, and we've said before, with that experienced back four, there's an assuredness about the performance today.
Here's Dean. Tries to find a pass on the corner, but again, Forson there to pick the loose ball off. Now Swire can turn and find Chesters, and he's got a couple of options ahead of him, but drives away. Ashby back out to Dan Chesters, who's found a pocket of space on his right-hand flank, cutting inside. Still Chesters pokes it through to Nevers, who reverses it to Dan Chesters, and it's palmed over, and is it in? Cleared off the line acrobatically by Hjelde. Still alive, Dan Chesters finally finds the net, and that's a fantastic goal after a little bit of a scramble there. Fantastic play from Dan Chesters, and he's rewarded with a goal that will see West Ham into a 2-goal lead, into a 2-1 lead rather, just less than 10 minutes of this first half. But the move deserved the goal there, really.
It's a wonderful bit of play. Harrison and Dan Chesters come through the system together, know each other well. I love that little dink over the top. He perhaps should have scored there. Keeper makes a good save off the deflection. Then maybe Sonny should score there, but the big number 5 does well. And then I think Dan does really well, uses his body strength, comes back, and there's no messing on that finish. Fantastic move, really, really good finish. Pleased with Dan Chesters, he's done really well today.
He's picked up a few good positions on this right-hand side, and after a really neat exchange with Thierry Neves, and it was a fantastic clearance on the line. Credit to Leo Kjelder, who did well to keep the initial effort from going over the line, but came back to Dan Chesters, who just fired it beyond Danny van der Heuvel.
We spoke earlier about Armstrong and Manny down the left-hand side and really strong understanding and a good pairing. Oh.
Might be a chance here for Leeds to get a goal back immediately. Max Dean just keeping that one in, trying to find Matteo Joseph, but it's cleared away at the near post.
As I was saying, we spoke earlier about the left-hand side, but down this right-hand side, you've got Harrison Ashby, Dan Chesters, Will Greenidge, and then if you include Keenan as well, Sonny. They've played together for 3-4 years, and it really shows at times their understanding, their movement with the ball and without the ball when they're defending. I think they've been really, really good today.
Longjello getting the interception, and McMullen able to retrieve it inside his own half for Leeds. Kjelder. Here's McCarron, who after a good start for Leeds has been kept quiet for much of the rest of the first half, but winning a free kick there. Thierry Neves it was who just brought down the fullback, or a combination of Neves and Perkins there.
I do like the left back McCarron. I think he's got a little bit of character about him, a little bit of desire, maybe carrying a little bit of a knock from early on, but there's something about him in terms of his desire and willingness to carry the ball forward, overlapping. He's done some really good things.
And here is McCarron. Finds Miller, who tries to twist it around the corner and then just somewhat runs into Harrison Ashby there. And the linesman on the near side, I think, saying that Harrison Ashby blocks off Amari Miller there.
For me, that was a very poor decision. I don't know if you heard me. Yeah. The kid just went for it. It was interesting because we're right next to that, and the referee didn't give it. It was only after 2 or 3 seconds he realised that the linesman had flagged, and he thought, "Oh well, I better give it."
Yeah, it seemed like Ashby didn't really do much wrong. Just stood there pretty much and just carried on his natural movement, and Amari Miller just diverted his run into him really, rather than anything.
Yeah, he definitely bought the foul. West Ham just having a little bit of a rest, but in their shape. Letting Leeds having possession at the back of the field and just saying, okay, you can have it back there and we'll stay in our shape and you won't get through us. Good chance here again, though.
Yeah, Neves doing well to drive across the end, looking to receive it back off Okaflex, but McCarron's followed Neves all the way over to that side to ensure he doesn't get it back. But then it's given away by McCarron, and Perkins has it into the area, but then it's cleared away by Amari Miller.
That's one of the occasions Sonny's been a little bit, first one he's been a little bit loose on. I felt like he could have done a little bit better there. Maybe surprised that we won the ball back so high. But he could have done a little bit better there, but he's been excellent so far. It's been a good performance.
Just under 5 minutes left of this first half. Still West Ham lead by 2-1. Jeremiah Mullen now. Looks right and finds Harvey Sutcliffe. And played forward onto Jack Jenkins. Inside to Sean McGurk. And there's numbers in this attack for Leeds. It's poked right back to Jenkins. He's got several in the middle there, but just has to go backwards and then tries the reverse ball into the channel, which should be dealt with by Okaflex. Twisting and turning inside the area, and he can't really be doing that there. And it's clipped in. A chance there for a Miller, and it's just pops up kindly for Heggie, but Armstrong, Okaflex, they're almost causing the downfall of his side.
Yeah, just tried to be a little bit too clever. Good defensive press. And be fair, the 11 for Leeds did really well to get away. Needed to get a little bit better contact. It wasn't the best finish, but all of a sudden you could have been looking at 2-2 at half time in a first half really that West Ham have dominated, in my opinion.
It's Forson just been put under pressure there from the pass from Perkins, and away comes Lewis Bate around the edge of the area, tries to slip it through, and it's cleared away by Keenan Forson.
Unlike Keenan there, just gave it away, managed to get Baker, make up for his mistake.
Kjelda. Now Jenkins just about manages to keep his foot in and sets it to Lewis Bay, who's dropped a little bit deeper here to receive the ball into the channel for McCarran, but Ashby across well to clear that one into touch. McCarran, space to drive into. Still going McCarran, trying to skip past both Ashby and Forson, but a combination of the pair disrupts the flying Leeds fullback.
There he is again, trying to take people on, trying to get his team up the pitch, trying to get forward. Didn't come off this time, good defending, but he's one that always seems to, especially in those attacking areas, he wants to get on the ball, wants to try and drive forward and make something happen for his team. Something to admire about that.
Ashby just looking to take his time in his throw, as West Ham look to see out this first 45. Perkins sends it back to Forson, who's just misplaced that pass as it came flying in from him from the pass from Perkins, and perhaps gives Leeds a chance to mount one last attack in this first half.
I said probably 5 minutes ago, I just felt like we've just gone back and sat into our shape a little bit and given Leeds a little bit of possession, maybe taking a little bit of a rest, taking our foot off the gas. To hopefully just get through to half time. Nearly there.
Kjelda. Now McCarran again, this left-hand flank. Thierry Neves just forcing the fullback back, as I think there's going to be 2 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half. Bate squeeze it through, and he's got Sutcliffe to his right, but the pass from Sutcliffe trying to find Max Dean is intercepted by Ajibola Olesek. Leeds to regain possession here as we enter the first of those 2 minutes. Mullen. Now Kjelda. Sutcliffe. Onto that right-hand side, and it's clipped forward towards Matteo Joseph, but Longello manages to make the interception and then hacks it away. And it's only Perkins looking to hold it up against Jeremiah Mullen, but it is the latter who comes out on top, and then Max Dean manages to win the throw in right in front of the West Ham dugout on the far side.
But a couple of clearances there, last couple of patterns of play. Dan Chester's didn't get hold of one, and Sonny didn't get hold of one, and that means that Leeds get the possession back, and then you're just sitting in your shape again, which is okay, but it would have been nice for one of them to get hold of it and get us up the pitch a little bit, just to take a little bit of a breather before half-time. Here he goes again.
Here is McCarran. Got two West Ham players for company. It's deflected out, but it is going to be a corner right at the end of this first half for Leeds as they search for an equaliser in this final 25 seconds or so.
I was just saying about those moments when when you're defending, and you win the ball, and it's maybe not the best ball up to your front man, but he's meant to get hold of it. You need him to keep possession, and a couple of times there, once Dan, once Sonny, just gave it them back, and it just gives them a little bit of momentum, and we've got to be careful here.
This will probably be the last chance of the half. It's delivered in towards the near post, not of the way by Perkins, and fired in by McCarron. There may be a chance here if the referee lets it play for West Ham to attack, and it's Chesters sets away Ockerflex. Waits for company, but Ockerflex just has to check back there. Just took the time for support to arrive at the end of this first half, but West Ham perhaps content just hold on to it. But what do you think Mark Robson's thoughts will be at half-time as the referee blows the whistle? What's he going to be saying to the players in the changing rooms?
Well, me watching the game from here, I feel like we've got down the sides a lot and perhaps could have done better. So that'll be one thing that I'd be picking up on. I think we've been the better team, although Leeds probably the last 5 minutes have come into the game quite well there. 2-1, it's probably maybe about right. I do think we can score from set pieces. I think we've got more chances from set pieces. 2 really, really good goals. Armstrong coming in on his right foot, finishing in the near post. And certainly Dan Chester's goal, the move, the way that all happened, and then even the finish at the end of it, turning and firing in the far corner. So I think Robbo will be happy, but he'll be aware that Leeds have shown their teeth a little bit the last 5 or 10 minutes and scored this goal on the break, which was a little bit messy from our point of view, but good finish from Joseph.
Kept his composure very nicely there. Perhaps it was after a really strong start from West Ham, but gave them the lead. But then the response came from Armstrong Ockerflex.
And then this is where I think our defensive shape's been good, and Dan Chesters, who's been doing that, works hard. He's not just a creative player, works really hard, good position. And then once you get Armstrong in those areas, you've seen it many times this season, finds the bottom corner and back in the game very, very quickly.
And then, of course, after terrific work from Dan Chesters and Thierry Neves, it was Chesters who managed to put West Ham into that lead going into half-time.
Yeah, it's a really, really clever piece of play. Super dribbler, but I love that little dink over people's feet there. Maybe should have got his shot off a little bit earlier, but good save, and then a little bit of a scramble. I think Sonny will be disappointed he's not poked that one in. But from here, a little bit of body strength, which he's been working really hard on, Dan. 2 touches, wonderful, wonderful finish. Really, really good. A deserved lead for me, and I hope that in the second half we can kick on and make it safe.
So at half-time, it is 2 goals from Ockerflex and Chesters that have given West Ham United a 2-1 lead at the half-time interval. Welcome back to the Rush Green Stadium for the second half of this Premier League Cup fixture, where West Ham United lead by 2-1 at the half-time interval. After Matteo Joseph gave Leeds the advantage early on against the run of play, goals from Armstrong, Okaflex and Dan Chesters gave the Hammers a 2-1 lead, as the away side preparing substitutes. It's going to be Leo Hjelde to be replaced by Chris Moore, the English centre-half. Has been in and around the Leeds first team squad, named on the bench a few times for their Premier League matches. And as I was in the first half, I'm joined by Kevin Keane, the under-18s manager. Kevin, more the same this half, West Ham? What do they need to look to change?
I think just a little bit more clinical when we get in those wide areas, a little bit more quality, maybe a better cross or one more pass, just something a little bit different. I think we've been a little bit disappointed from the wide areas. We've got into those areas really well, but without really picking anyone out in the box or finding a body in the box. So that'd be the one thing that I would look out for from us to try and improve, because otherwise in that I think we've been pretty good. And Leeds, really, I think their big threat has been on the counter-attack 2 or 3 times. And the other thing is the left back. I think every time he picks the ball up, he drives forward and can cause a few problems.
It looks like there might have been looking for a slight change in formation there, but I think Chris Moore is going to slot in at left centre half where Leo Hjelde was, and it keeps the same formation as they'll look to get back into this game. The winner of this one will meet Fulham in the quarterfinals for a place in the semi-finals of this year's competition.
I think it's really important for us as a club to get through, Jake, because the under-23s, the under-18s, and certainly the first team have performed so well this season, and it would be nice just to get through to a cup final to win some silverware. Still in with a chance of winning the league, the under-23s, also the under-18s, so to be in and around the business end is always good.
Yeah, real chance for them. There's not a lot of the big hitters missing from this Premier League Cup competition, so they'll fancy their chances. But away come Leeds as Matteo Joseph looking to get on the end of that McGurk through ball. Ashby just trying to flick it past Miller there and loses out on the far side.
But anyone who's watched any of our under-23s games this season, you'll always see Agi Alessi. He just turns up and sweeps up and stops the attack. Thanks very much. There you go. I love it, and we'll get up the pitch. Just really good, clever reading of the game, getting on the pass, making sure they're not breaking through on goal. He's been outstanding this year.
He's the man with the most appearances for the under-23 side this year. 28 appearances to his name, 3 goals for the under-23s side. Been with West Ham since the under-8s and made a senior debut in a 5-1 victory against Hull back in September 2020 in the Carabao Cup. As Ashby looking for Nevers down the line, and across comes substitute Chris Moore. And Ashby will pick up this throw-in midway through the Leeds United half. Looks down the line, but I think that one's just gone into touch as the referee plays advantage. Perhaps there was a little foul back there, and it's allowed McCarran to surge forward, trying to poke it through to Matteo Joseph, but the pass slightly overhit, but Joseph can collect and turns inside and tries to get the ball in, but it's blocked, and away comes Chesters now. Sets it right, and the pacey Nevers trying to accelerate away, but that's a really well-timed challenge to win the ball back off Thierry Nevers. It was Jenkins making the challenge there.
He's the Leeds captain. That was a really important challenge, because I think Thierry would have really got away there.
Chester just skips past a challenge and sets it to Longello in front of us on the near side. Okaflex just dinks it over the legs of Max Dean, and he finds Longello, who finds Okaflex again, skips inside, still going Okaflex, then pulled to the floor, but the referee doesn't see anything wrong with that and There weren't really any appeals either. Good running and good link-up play between Aquaflex and Longello.
Took the words out of my mouth, Jake. We spoke about it in the first half, how well they link up. Really, really clever play. Just a little bit of a disappointing end to it. I feel either he should have got his shot off, or maybe if he realised he's not been able to get his shot off, just maybe lay it off. But there's a wonderful bit of play.
Neat little step over to try and work the ball into that right foot, but good press from Chris Moore to be quick on his touch to not allow the shot to come in. Alessi into Perkins, who does well to bring that one down and hold it up, and finds Aquaflex, who then looks for the ball over the top towards Chester's, and he's adjudged to have gone in a little bit too forcefully in that aerial challenge with Chris Moore.
That's the part of the game that Sonny Perkins is really, really comfortable with. Adji Alessi takes it out on his left foot. It's a wonderful ball into him, controls it the right foot, lay off. Armstrong didn't quite put enough on his return pass, otherwise I think Dan Chester's might have been in and around the Leeds United penalty area. Another man down here.
Yeah, Mario Miller it is, who's gone to the floor after a little bit of a coming together with Ajibola Alessi. Not sure there was any real wrongdoing from either party there, but Mario Miller seems to be in some discomfort there. Just holding his head there, but doesn't look too great for the winger.
I feel like the first 5 minutes of the second half has been a little bit more even than perhaps the first half started. Leeds have been in the game as much as we have. It's been a little bit more end-to-end. Don't think we've quite got control of the game like we did in the first half at the moment. But sometimes a scoreline can make that happen. You're 2-1 up. How are you going to control the game? How do you keep that tempo going? Something that the top teams are really good. Your Man Cities, your Liverpools are really, really good at that sort of thing. So we've not quite got a grip of the game in the second half yet. Had a couple of good moments, but so have they. McCarron breaking it forward again from that left-hand side for them, who's been a problem all game.
Yeah, it looks like Miller's going to be all right to continue here. I think it doesn't look like a substitute's being readied on the far side. Several warming up for Leeds, but I think Amari Miller's going to be all right to continue. Signed from Birmingham last summer and made his EFL debut in a 2-0 win versus Stoke for Birmingham. 5 appearances last season in the Championship for the Brummies side. As West Ham get things back underway after that brave stoppage. Greenwich clips it forward, looking for Perkins, but Mullen does well to just keep his eye on the ball after he receives a little bit of a nudge from Sonny Perkins. McGurk plays it around the corner into Joseph, but can't quite make it stick. And Ashby, in fact, Chester does well to skip it through to Neves, but the winger unable to keep the ball in play while trying to go past his man. Switch over towards Sutcliffe, and then his set ball just forces Jenkins to get a little hurry on. Then it's guided back to his own keeper by Jeremiah Mullen. Now Jenkins being brought under pressure by Swire and does well to spin away. And then it's a good pass into Miller. And then the touch. It's a little bit heavy on that far side. And the throw-in does go the way of West Ham. Must have flicked off a Leeds United leg there.
I feel like Dan Chester's has been the game a hell of a lot. Obviously scored a goal. He's been really creative, whereas Kamari Swire, the other attacking midfield player, has probably not been as prevalent, which happens sometimes, but I'd like to see us get him on the ball a little bit more. He adds something a little bit different to Dan. So hopefully this half we can get him on the ball.
Yeah, Swire's second start in a row after coming off the bench in the previous 2 games against Brighton and Spurs to get on the score sheet. Scored with his first touch, in fact, last Monday against Spurs in that 3-1 victory. Here is McGurk as he looks to advance over halfway, but just checks back and exchanges passes with Lewis Bate and looks to open up the play to that left-hand side via a number of Leeds players, including Chris Moore and Jenkins, who feeds it back to Lewis Bate. Now that driven ball over towards McCarran. Trying to take on Thierry Nevins, skips inside but can't quite get past the challenge of Dan Chesters. Trying to carry it forward, does well to get over halfway, and then he's met by 3 white shirts but keeps possession well.
Be interested to see how many regains Dan Chesters has had this game, because not only is he a really good creative player running with the ball, but he does his shift for the team, and he's got quite a few regains this game.
As Ashby fires the ball into the channel, and Perkins has found space in the area here, but just can't quite find the space to get a shot away. But a great ball through from Ashby, but Perkins, yeah, just unable to find a shot.
I'd like to have seen that one again, Jakes. I felt like he should have maybe got a shot off. It was a fantastic pass.
Really was from Ashby, but Perkins just unable to apply the finish. It's Ockerflex trying to battle through there against Jenkins.
I think Jenkins and Lewis Bate in the Leeds midfield have just started to get a little bit of a foothold in the game and started to make things happen. As well as that, McGurk a little bit further forward has started to get on it as well. Just a little bit too much possession from them for my liking at the moment, without really hurting us, but they've certainly got themselves back in the game.
Yeah, Bate and Jenkins just receiving the ball a little bit more off the Leeds centre half, dropping deeper to collect the ball. And here's McGurk trying to feed it through to McCarran. He really got a move on there, and Greenwich had to be alert to come across and make the challenge. McCarran tries to dink the cross in. Blocked on the first time of asking, but sets it out here to Jenkins. Skips past the challenger Swire and still going Jenkins, but has to set it back to Lewis Bate. Tries to squeeze it through past Keenan Forson, just strikes the hand of the West Ham midfielder, and Leeds United will have a free kick about 30 yards from goal here.
A little bit harsh for me. I think just not a lot you can do about that. There you go. That's the ref's opinion. I thought we defended that quite well. Got them out the box, kept it tight. He's tried to thread a ball through, and they've got a free kick. We'll have to be on our toes here.
McGurk and Bate, the ones standing over it. Looks like McGurk the more likely candidate. Not sure if they're going to go for goal here or clip a cross in. It's going to be McGurk who goes for goal from range, and wasn't quite sure from our angle, but Hedge seemed to have it covered all the way and watched it fly past his right-hand post.
Christian's pretty casual most of the time, and as soon as he's sort of strolling across and not diving, I thought, no, that's going wide. I think it looked a little bit closer than it was.
Yeah, you seemed much more certain than I was, but yeah, I mean, Hedge just seemed to watch that one fly past, and comfortable for the Hungarian keeper in the end. As here is Chesters down the other end. Just forced backwards and does well to pick out Ashby, and they'll look to open play up here as Alessi just has to hook it clear after a slightly loose first touch. And now Chesters can pounce on the loose ball, breaking away on that right-hand side. He's got a couple of options in the middle. Crossed in towards Perkins, but it's cleared away by Mullen. And now Miller can carry it away for Leeds. Just tumbles down under the presence of Thierry Nevers and wins the free kick right in front of the Leeds dugout.
I think Dan's been one of our best players this afternoon. He's carried the ball really well. He's worked hard defensively, but I think he'll be disappointed with the cross there.
Here's Dean for Leeds. Breaking into the air and skips past a number of challenges. Still Dean, and it doesn't quite settle for the Leeds forward. As Ashby can get it clear.
Once again, Adji Alessi is the one who gets us out of trouble. Reads the play, doesn't dive in, nicks the ball, and all of a sudden the danger's gone. Good play, Sonny.
Really good turn by Sonny Perkins on halfway, and he manages to drive away and then set it out left to Armstrong Ockerflex. He's got Longello overlapping, sets it to the fullback. He manages to keep it in, and his low cross just cleared away at the near post by Sutcliffe. This is that Ashby through ball to that Perkins chance.
Oh, yeah. I feel like if he had it again, I think he should have hit it first time. He's got round onto his left foot. I think he'll have a look at that and think perhaps with them two Leeds defenders getting back, he could have hit it first time. Fantastic pass from Harrison. Another instance just then, Jake, where we got down the left-hand side overlap and again didn't really make the most of it. Too many times we've got down the sides and not been able to pick people out. I would say that's the one piece of play that we've struggled with this afternoon.
Ockerflex just carrying it off that left flank and found Borton, and now Longello can find Chesters in the central area. Now Greenwich, who's stepped forward from centre half, fizzes it into Neves, then sets away Harrison Ashby, who gets into the box and continues and wins the penalty kick there. Chris Moore, I think it was, making the challenge. Ashby just managed to dart in behind there. Great pass from Neves to find him.
On my very first look, I think Harrison wins it rather than anything else. He's very clever, Harrison Ashby, very clever at that sort of thing. It's part of the game. I think he's won the penalty well, and so hopefully Armstrong can give us that little bit of a cushion.
Scored a number of penalty kicks this season for West Ham.
It was a wonderful pass through. It was that Chesters, was it?
I think it was Neves that squeezed the ball through to, yeah.
Fantastic little pass through, good weight, lovely angle.
A fantastic opportunity here for Armstrong Ockerflex to put West Ham into a 3-1 lead, but he's got to beat Danny van den Heuvel, the Dutch keeper, if he is to do so. Can Armstrong Ockerflex put West Ham into a 3-1 lead? Yes, he can. Fires beyond the dive of Danny van den Heuvel, who went the right way, but too much power and right into the side netting from Armstrong Ockerflex. A confident, precise finish from the Irish winger, and that puts West Ham into a commanding position. That's 3-1 to West Ham.
Super penalty, good power, right in the corner. The keeper's gone the right way but couldn't get near it. Really good penalty, really good penalty. And hopefully if we can just keep our shape, maybe get hold of the ball for 5-10 minutes now, I'm hoping that it's going to be a struggle for Leeds to get back in it. You never say never, but I think it'll be tough for Leeds to get back in it with the experience we've got in our defence and always a threat on the attack. I think we're in a very good position now.
Ockerflex adds to his first half goal and takes his tally to 16 for the season. Really well struck penalty. Van den Heuvel did all that he could, diving away to his right hand side, but the shot found that bottom left hand corner. With just under half an hour left, it puts West Ham into a very good position if they go on to advance into the next round of the competition.
Obviously, I'm looking at the game as a supporter and as well as a coach. I just feel like some of our defensive work from the front five has been really, really fantastic.
As Joseph just trying to nip in behind there, trying to latch onto that Max Dean through ball, but can't quite do so.
I mean, I've mentioned Dan Chester's doing well with and without the ball, but the work rate that Kamara, Armstrong, Thierry, Sonny, defending from the front of the pitch, been really, really good. And it's a big part of the way West Ham play.
Here is Dean getting away, and he manages to get the shot off, and it's, again, Ajibola Alese getting the foot in, but it was a Hedges clearance that came straight back at him, and Dean just shifting onto his right foot, but blocked by Alese.
The captain's been fantastic. He's there all the time, whether it's a block in a shot or clearing up because someone's out of position. He's been really, really good again this afternoon.
McGurk over this corner. Delivers in towards the near post, flicked away by Sonny Perkins, and now Okaflex trying to get his team out of trouble, and he does very well there and to set away the counter-attack, and it's Neves who sets it right, and he's got Perkins. Move just loses a little bit of momentum, but still going. Sonny Perkins onto his left foot, goes for goal from range. It's a flying save from Danny van den Heuvel to deny Sonny Perkins a excellent goal if he managed to find the top corner there, but a swift counter.
It's a really good counter-attack. Thierry Neves picks out a good pass, and as soon as Sonny's on that right-hand side, cutting in on his left foot, he's a real threat. Really good save in the end, really good save. And then Armstrong just lets it run out for the corner.
Fierce effort from Sonny Perkins. It was matched by a fine save from Danny van den Heuvel, the Netherlands keeper.
I'm expecting this to be a real whipped-in right footer if Harrison's come across to take it.
It does go Ashby. He floats it towards the near post and just overcooks that one, unfortunately, and Alese has to run to retrieve it. And now Lewis Bate being put under pressure deep inside his own half, but manages to find a pass out, and then that's really good work from Ajibolo Alese just to disrupt the attack there. And then good interchange, but the pass from Neves just unable to find Dan Chesters, and away goes Matteo Joseph down the other end. Longello is there to deal with the threat, but can he execute that? It's still going Matteo Joseph, but Longello does get the touch in and then does really well to keep battling and set it away. That's really well done from Longello there to deal with that threat, and then he's powered away, and maybe a chance for West Ham to mount an attack here with Chesters. Finds
really good
Thierry Neves, squeezes it back to Dan Chesters, is into the area, still going Dan Chesters. Now Okaflex, I need just a little bit of lack of communication there between him and Sonny Perkins there, but that was a really big opportunity for West Ham, men over.
It was a fantastic move, just Armstrong's last little touch. I think he was just trying to lay it onto Sonny's left foot, didn't quite come off, but some really, really good play.
Here's Swire. Wins the corner off Jenkins, but that was superb work by Longello down in the corner to deal with the threat of Matteo Joseph, and then he was the one to set away that counter.
Yeah, and then Dan Chesters just accelerates the attack. Goes on again. And I think Armstrong's just trying to set it on Sonny's left foot for him to hit first time, and he's just not quite got it right. And there's Manny, who was in the bottom corner, making sure we defended properly, picking up that next ball. Let's hope Harrison hits this one a little bit better. I built him up last time, and he nearly knocked it out the park.
It is going to be Ashby to deliver. This time it is again towards the far post, and again it just evades everyone and will go to the far end, but it goes into the path of Neves. He clips the ball in, and Van den Heuvel just has to scramble and eventually manages to grasp hold of the ball and protect his goal.
Harrison's two deliveries have been a little bit disappointing, having run across from right back to take the corner. A little bit disappointing, the two. I think he'll be disappointed with the two that he's hit.
Here's Miller running at the West Ham defence. Feeds it through, trying to find Sean McGurk, but Greenwich in the way. It's Perkins that's hold it up. Chris Moore just gets in front of the West Ham talisman. Sutcliffe. Now Bate. Driven ball out by Jenkins, finds Liam McCarran. Still going, McCarran goes down towards the byline. The challenge comes across from Harrison Ashby, does really well to win the ball there.
Said it a few times, but McCarran's got a real spirit about him. He wants to take people on. He wants to get on his left foot and try and cross the ball. I think he's been really, really good this afternoon. He was good in the last game I saw here. I'm really impressed with him. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Leeds making a substitution.
It looks like it's going to be number 15, Joseph Snowden, to come off the bench former Man City youngster. His former side keeping the under-23 side here at the Academy of Football from topping the Premier League 2 table.
Just over 20 minutes to go. I have to make sure we defend this properly, keep that 2-goal lead. I think Robbo will be making a change soon as well. It'll be interesting to see what he does.
McGurk over this corner for Leeds. Can they find a goal back? Delivered in towards the penalty spot, but Alessi gets it away, and then Okaflex helps it further on. Then sent back in, well, attempted to be sent back in by Sutcliffe, but hits the leg of Jenkins, but it comes back to Sutcliffe, who delivers, but again, Ajibola Alessi there to stand resolute and knock the ball out of play. Sutcliffe just assessing his options from this throw-in, and the referee awards a foul throw against the fullback there, and it gives a chance for a substitution to be made for West Ham. Being replaced is Thierry Nevers, and on in his place. Let's see what number.
It's Freddie Potts coming on.
Freddie Potts is coming on.
I'm guessing that Freddie will go centre midfield, and either Dan Chesters or Cam will go wide. Looks like Dan Chesters is going to play a little bit wider. So we're changing to Freddie and Keenan as a 2. Looks like Kamara will go in behind the striker, and Dan Chesters will play off the right.
Freddie's been a key part of your squad this season, but he's really another one who's made the transition into this under-23 side, and good to see him get some more minutes here.
Yeah, made a first-team debut in the Europa League, like quite a few other lads. Really promising under-18 player. He spent most of the season with the under-23s, but picked up a couple of injuries. So hopefully between now and the end of the season, he can have a clean run.
Sutcliffe just getting the interception in there as Greenwich just slips, but manages to regain his footing just in time under pressure from Sean McGurk. But Leeds starting to mount a little bit more pressure on this West Ham back line.
I think they put up a really spirited performance. I said at the start, we're quite a strong senior team and had a really good season. But that Leeds have come and they picked up throughout the game, and they're having a real go now, trying to get that goal to get them back in the game. Played some decent football, but I do think that our back four is a little bit too strong for them to break down at this moment, especially with Aji intercepting, tackling and heading everything away.
There's Perkins just picking off a loose pass there, but Matteo Joseph working all the way back from up front to win that one. Here's McCarron, drives away from Chesters and just clipped by the West Ham midfielder, who's going to join Kamari Swire in the referee's notepad.
Referees love getting their notebook out for those ones that are just in the middle of the pitch, around the halfway line. Oh, the fullback's breaking away. And yet, as soon as you get a foul on the edge of the box, when it really, really matters, no, he doesn't need to get booked there.
Awesome, just making the interception then allows Okaflex to break away and finds a pass into Perkins, who's perhaps got a chance here on the edge of the area. He's just met by plenty of presence and then skews a shot off balance on his right foot wide. I think he just felt he received a nudge there on the edge of the area.
Yeah, he didn't. I felt like he should have either played Armstrong or got his shot off quicker. Ends up, he's got four Leeds players around him. Tries to get a shot on his right foot. There's nothing in that for me. Just don't think he quite made the right decision. Keenan had got up in support. Armstrong had played him a good pass and then got up in support. So a little bit disappointing. I think I think Sonny's searching for a goal. He's trying to get himself a goal somehow, some way.
Yeah, I remember doing the commentary against Brighton a few weeks ago, and it was a similar thing. He was searching for that goal. It didn't quite come on that occasion. Certainly an excellent finisher, and he'll want to add to his tally this afternoon. But Leeds will look to add to their scoreline as Matteo Joseph breaking behind, but Alessi's there to stop that and any chance of Leeds getting a second goal.
You know, it's that man again. I really hope that he gets an opportunity in the first team before the end of the season. I think he's been the standout for the 23s in such a successful season. He's a great kid, and I think he deserves a chance on the performances that I've seen so far. Hopefully the first team can get through against Lyon on Thursday night, and
game.
there'll be more games, more Premier League games, and you know, hopefully he'll get an opportunity to show the West Ham faithful what a good player he is.
McCarron plays it forward into Miller, who's got some space in the area here, sets it back to Matteo Joseph on that right foot, comes back to him again, and the chance just blocked there. But came out of nothing, really, that chance. And Matteo Joseph unable to really trouble Hegyi enough there.
Another couple of blocks. I wonder who that was.
Two back-to-back there from Ajibola Alessi. Really good feet from Longjello to skip past Snowden. And then a really good switch out to the opposite fullback, Harrison Ashby, who can surge over halfway. Driving inside is Harrison Ashby. Tries to set through Chesters, but the pass just not accurate enough and allows McCarron to make the recovery tackle.
It's good defending though, Jake. I mean, it's a good run, but you know, really good defending. He's tracked his runner, he's read the pass. It's good defending from the left back.
And just a foul there on Miller. Just under 15 minutes remaining here at Rush Green.
Keep our concentration, keep our work rate, our togetherness, that compact shape that we've had in the middle of the pitch. Just make sure they don't get one in the next few minutes to make it a little bit dodgy before the end of the game.
Sutcliffe just battling with Okaflex and tries to dart away from him, but runs out of space.
Again, that typifies how hard the attacking players have worked. It's not just defenders defend right from the front, from Sonny right the way through, Armstrong and Thierry Nevers, I mentioned earlier. The work rate of this under-23 team that Steve Potts and Mark Robson have put into them is absolutely fantastic, and typifies what runs through the club at the moment, from the first team that show that in bundles through to the 23s and down to my team in the 18s as well, I would like to think.
What does the rest of the season hold for your under-18 squad, Kevin?
We've got 3 games left. We've got Chelsea at home, Brighton away and Norwich at home. We're fighting for a spot at the top of the league with Southampton, Chelsea, Crystal Palace. It's a very tight under-18 league, very good quality under-18 league this year. So we've got 3 games left. We currently sit at the top, but Southampton have got a couple of games in hand. So it's going to be a really tight finish to the end of the season.
Perkins just breaking away there for this West Ham under-23 side. Works back to Greenwich via Chesters. Here's Potts. Now Alessi. Okaflex demanding the ball off his captain on this left-hand side. Skips inside and finds a pass to Longjello, who just can't quite get his feet sorted, trying to feed it back to Okaflex, but can't quite execute the pass. Reminder that if this game does finish level, it will be extra time and penalty kicks, but the Hammers will be hoping that they will not be needed.
Nice to see Sonny get back on the ball in that last passage of play, hold up play, a few touches, laying it off. He was so good at that in the first half, and it's nice to see him get that back. Well read, Freddie.
Potts plays it through to Perkins. He might have a chance to get a shot away here. And he does on his left foot, but fires it wide of that left-hand post.
Freddie Potts read it really, really well, which is a big part of his game. And I think he wanted a return pass. We can't see on the replay, but he was screaming for a return pass. I think if Sonny's taking it on his left foot, I feel like he should be hitting the target. But you can see Freddie Potts maybe's in there. I don't think there's anything wrong with him taking the shot on, but I'd love to have seen him hitting the target with that one, especially on his good foot.
Looks like it's going to be a change for Leeds. So coming off is McGurk, and he'll be replaced by Charlie Allen. And then I think it's Regan Clayton coming on for Dan Chester's hit.
Yeah, so Regan Clayton will come on and play left back. He plays left wing back in my youth team. Really good young prospect. He's pushed Manny Longello up to left midfield and Armstrong over to the right.
As Keenan Forson goes down there, just appealing for a foul that isn't given. And then the ball over the top, searching for Snowden, and Hegge's come a long way and watched that one into his area.
It's not a bad start for Regan on his left peg. Zips one into Sonny's feet.
Here comes Swire, finds Ockerflex now out on that right-hand side. Now Ashby skips past man into the area house, and Ashby goes down again and wins another penalty. And Kevin, you were saying earlier how perhaps he maybe buys his penalties, and maybe he's bought one there. He's got past his man, then just gone down under that touch there.
I just think he's very, very clever. I've watched him in my youth team. He gets a little touch and he's gone down and won us another penalty, which is fantastic. This will finish the game off, hopefully. Armstrong's given it to Sonny Perkins, which is interesting. Let's have another look on the replay. Great bit of skill. He just gives him a little tug on the back of his shirt, and for Harrison, that's enough to say, well, hold on a minute, I'm in the penalty box here. Let's see if we can win the game with this one.
Gracious from Ockerflex to give this chance to Perkins, but can he take advantage? Sonny Perkins makes it 4 and gets his goal. And that should wrap things up here for West Ham, who go into a 4-1 lead. Ashby won the penalty and Perkins dispatched it with ease into the right-hand corner. And that is 4-1 for West Ham.
It shows a little bit what the spirit of this under-23 squad is. You know, Armstrong could have quite easily said, no, it's mine, I want my whatever it is, 18th or whatever many you said.
As well.
Hat-trick, and he's gone, no, Sonny, I know you're desperate for a goal, here you go. It shows the togetherness and the spirit in a very hard-working team that we've got today, and really pleased for Sonny, because he's done some really good things today in the build-up play. Not quite been on it in and around the box, but it's been excellent, and he deserved that goal.
Perkins' 9th goal of the season for the under-23s, but Ockerflex turning down the opportunity to get a hat-trick and allowing his attacking colleague to get on the score sheet.
I've said it a few times now, but the shape of the team that Mark and Steve have set up is fantastic. But they work so hard to make sure that shape works. And Leeds have found it really, really difficult to break the system down and to create that many chances.
There might be one here, though, as Snowden reverses it into Matteo Joseph, but Greenwich and Forson there to dispossess the attacker. Swire trying to break away on the right-hand side. Finds Ockerflex and really does well to get out of that tight area, and finds Forson, who's got plenty of space here in the Leeds United half. Now Longello looks to be lining up a shot, but sets it left to Regan Clayton with the chance to live back into Longello, and that is superb from Longello and Regan Clayton to make it 5 for West Ham. The two natural left backs. Longello moved further forward, but he combines with the substitute left back Clayton, and that's an excellent goal, Kevin.
It was fantastic all the way through, right from the start when Armstrong did a little drag back, and then Keenan's come out, switch play, Manny, perfect pass to Regan with a little cut back, and it's a wonderful, wonderful finish. pleased for Regan. He's played fantastically for me in the under-18s this season. He's been really, really good. And to get an assist in the under-23s will probably mean more to him than anyone else in the squad. So, really good. I think we've been good today. I mean, 5-1 good. I mean, first half perhaps we could have been another one up, but really, really good, disciplined team performance with that little bit of magic every now and again that we just saw there.
Looks like it's going to be a substitution here. I think it was Swire making his way off, and on comes Mbama.
So Divine Mbama is top scorer for the under-18s. I think he's played one other 23s performance. Another left footer. Really, really talented centre forward who's played most of my games for the under-18s this season. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get on the score sheet in the last, 6 minutes and whatever we've got remaining.
Immediately involved in the action, Mbama. Just giving away a free kick after trying to surge away and then just tugging on the shirt of his man. Here's Mullen. Finds Sutcliffe on this right-hand side. He's got Snowden ahead of him and finds Joseph Snowden. Snowden. Now Bate looks to switch over his left foot, and that's a superb pass to pick out Liam McCarron. He then manages to get past the challenge of Ashby, and here is McCarron into the area, still going McCarron, tumbles to the floor, and the referee waves any protests away. And down the other end, away come West Ham again with Perkins. Skips past his man and then just loses his footing there, I think, more than anything. And now, back come Leeds.
Lewis Bate played a fantastic crossfield pass out to the left, and then there's McCarron on one of those cavaliering runs with the ball and getting into the box, but not quite as canny as Harrison in trying to win the penalty in my eyes. Canny, I think that's a bit Scottish, isn't it?
Oh, a little bit, canny. McCarron is Scottish, I believe, as well. There's a coincidence there.
There you go.
For Leeds, it's been obviously the scoreline perhaps a little bit harsh. They haven't done too much wrong this afternoon, but haven't really been able to get into the game and have a concentrated period of pressure. West Ham just been too good this afternoon. There might be a chance again here. Longelo trying to break through.
I think we mentioned early on, you know, that our defence with Aji, Harrison, Manny played a lot of games at this level, and Will Greenwich coming in and playing at centre back. That's a tough back four to break down, even without the lads working hard in front of them. So it was going to be a difficult afternoon for Leeds. I think that they've not lacked endeavour and energy. They've had a real go, but I think this afternoon we've just been a little bit too good for them. I think some of our attacking play in the first half especially was really good, and we've got our just desserts in the second half really because of that.
And Ashby manages to win the ball back and sets away Perkins ahead of him. Tries to find a pass back to Harrison Ashby, but can't quite squeeze it through.
He's a real modern fullback, Harrison. Was in my youth team a couple of years ago and scored some really important goals from fullback. Powerful, strong, got a good football brain, and once he gets into his stride and goes forward, I think any scouts here watching will think, yeah, I'll take him on loan next year. Thanks very much.
Yeah, plenty of scouts lining up behind us here on the far side, on the near side of the pitch rather.
He's actually won being a Scottish under-21 international. He's actually won that. I've mentioned to my good friend Steve Clark as being a future full Scotland international. I think he's got the attributes to go on and do that quite easily within the next couple of years.
And here's Perkins trying to break through into the area. Snowden. How do the in terms of like loans and things like that and staying at the club, how do the club make those sort of decisions over who to send out on loan and who to keep at the club and develop here?
I think it's between it's between the manager David Moyes and Ricky Martin, the academy manager. When they look in pre-season, where people are they going to be progressing into the first team? Are they going to be pushing in the first team squad? And who needs that little bit of experience? Maybe good block, Will. Who needs that little bit of experience of going out on loan, maybe playing Championship or League One football, to make them into a better player? So that's a discussion really between David Moyes, Ricky Martin and Robbo, I would say, between now and the summer, just to see who we think really is going to improve by going out on loan. There has to be a reason behind it.
Okaflex just accelerating away then, feeds it through to Mabama, just has to turn away from goal and sets it back to Perkins, who strokes it out wide to Longjello. Inside to Armstrong. Okaflex trying to get it onto his left foot, still going Okaflex, gets a shot off, and it comes to Mabama, who tries to nod it back towards goal, but the offside flag up against the young striker. But Okaflex searching for that hat-trick and just stings the palms of Van der Heuvel.
Really good feet in the box, fantastic play. If he could have just got over the top of it and got it down, it ended up being an easy pat away for the goalkeeper, but could have been his hat-trick. Some really super play down this left-hand side. Manny Longjello again.
3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the 90 minutes here at the Rush Green Stadium. 5-1 West Ham lead. And Kevin, if I had to ask you for a man of the match today, who's that going to be going to?
Ooh.
Big on the spot there.
Yeah. Well, that's a really difficult one. I think Adji's been in the right place at the right time at the back there.
There might actually be a chance for Mabama here late on, breaking into the area. Mabama onto his left foot, goes low and only finds the palms of Van den Heuvel.
As soon as he picked it up in that area, I knew Divine was going to drift inside and hit it with his left foot. Very typifies the way he plays. Similar to Armstrong when he's coming in from this left-hand side onto his right foot. He's coming in from that right-hand side, drags it onto his left foot. Didn't quite strike it as sweetly as properly he would have hoped, because I think that's a good chance for Divine. I thought Keenan was excellent first half in the middle of midfield, and Armstrong up front, his couple of goals, certainly the first goal and then the penalty, which was decisive. But I'd probably go for Adji actually, which in a 5-1 win is a bit strange that I'm picking a defender, but
shows the credit that he deserves for this performance, I suppose, outshining attackers perhaps.
Yeah, I think he's just been in the right place at the right time, and he brings a security to this team. And as well as that, on the ball, really confident, got a super left foot. I think he's been really good in a very, very good performance. I think we've played some really good football this afternoon. Anyone watching this would have gone, yep, that is the West Ham way. That is how West Ham try and play, all their young lads trying to do the right thing, but also playing with a little bit of grit and determination, blocking passes, blocking balls, playing as a team. I think we've been really, really good.
Yeah, it's been a complete performance for West Ham. Just that single goal conceded, the only blemish on a otherwise perfect card. Sutcliffe skips inside onto that left foot and drives towards goal, but that's going to be a simple one for Heggie just to pounce on. Heggie finds Ashby, flicks around the corner for Perkins, who just dropped a little bit deeper here, and plays it out to this near side for Regan Clayton. And the referee brings the 90 minutes to a close, and it is West Ham who will advance to the next round of the Premier League Cup, thanks to 2 Okaflex goals, along with Dan Chester's first half goal, and then Perkins and Longjello added to the tally in the second half to see West Ham United run out 5-1 winners after Mateo Joseph gave them the lead early in the first half. But a really good performance that Mark Robson and Potsy will be pleased with there, Kevin.
I think it's a wonderful performance for some really, really good goals. And Dan Chester's goal is the standout one for me. I thought that was a wonderful goal. Really, really good performance. Leeds had a real go, but couldn't really stay with us. I thought we were excellent this afternoon. Excellent. And fantastic win. And to go on and play Fulham in the next round, I think Fulham have won the League Two really easily. So that'll be a decent game and a real challenge.
Yeah, exactly that. And I think we can have a look back through the goals now, starting with that Matteo Joseph opener.
Yeah, I mean, we dominated the first 10-15 minutes, and all of a sudden a little bit of a mix-up on the counter-attack from us, but he's gone through and he's finished it really, really well, calmly, made him go down, and it's a good finish for them. And I said at the time it gives them a little bit of a lift, because really they'd been outplayed for the first 15 minutes, and then to go 1-0 up, it was a big lift for them. But then it's a bit of a silly pass. Good from Dan Chester's, nicking the ball. Sonny, lay off at the right time, and then Armstrong in the box, inside on his right foot, and that's a really good finish through legs. Difficult for the goalkeeper to stop that, near post, low, really, really good finish.
And here's that goal that you highlighted from Dan Chester's.
Yeah, I've said before, Harrison and Dan Chester have played together for a long time. There's a great understanding. Skips inside. I love that little dink over the top. Good reverse. And then it gets a little bit scruffy, but Dan's been in the gym a lot. There you go. Thanks very much. And it's one touch, and it's great understanding of knowing where you are in the box, and a really, really strong finish.
Yeah, and then Perkins in the second half. I think it was actually Okaflex first, wasn't it, from the spot? Yeah, Ashby winning that first one.
Yeah, Harrison getting forward, making it difficult for defenders, winning the penalty, and both penalties I thought were excellent. Really, really well struck, well taken. That was there for me. That was game over. I didn't see Leeds coming back and having the firepower to get back in the game after that one.
Yeah, and then another one, Ashby again winning the penalty, and Okaflex turning down the chance to get his hat-trick and allowing Sonny Perkins to get his name on the score sheet from the spot.
Yeah, we spoke about at the time that togetherness of the team, the team spirit. Armstrong could have been taking the match ball home. Instead he says, "There you go, Sonny, get your goal," and another wonderful, wonderful penalty.
And then perhaps my favourite goal. I really enjoyed this one for Manny Longjello. Really good build-up play from Forson. Then your man Regan Clayton. Yeah,
a little bit of play before that from Armstrong on the far side. It was fantastic, but we do a lot of that in training with the 18s, where we get our wing-backs high. We play with wing-backs, and Regan's in those positions a lot, so he knew exactly what to do. There you go, Manny, put it on his left foot, and it's a really good finish. You know, Manny's a left-back. I'm not sure how many goals he's got that season. You might be able to this season.
That's his first goal this season. There you go. I mean, accomplished finish, though.
It's a really, really accomplished finish.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Kevin, and enjoyed talking with you and hearing your insight. Best of luck to your under-18 side for the rest of the season. But that is all from us here today at Rush Green Stadium, and it is West Ham United that will advance to the next round after coming out on top 5-1 winners against Leeds United.